All right, row 4. Here's the thing. 6-2, and we've had some videos on other things noting that a 6-2, your setter is always back row. Therefore, if you run a 6-2, when the setter gets front row, she actually becomes the oppo, and this person becomes the setter. We'll talk about modifications a little bit later on. So it's actually row 4 is exactly the same as row 1, serve receive for a 6-2. Row 5 is exactly the same as row 2. Row 6, that's a coaching volleyball thing. Row 6 is exactly the same as row 3. Okay? So when we're talking about serve receive for rows 4, 5, and 6, we're not going to rehash the 6-2. We're going to go straight as if we're running a 5-1 and our setter is playing all the way around. So that would be this domino, setter, and now the oppo, for some reason now we call it right back. So the setter and right back. So right back could very well be the same human as the oppo if they can play back row well. You know, usually a right back is more of a defensive orientated person, and an oppo is more front row attack, maybe not the same exact skill set as an oppo. So you have your setter and your right back, your middles, and your pins. Okay, this is again rotation 4. So if we're going to put it over here, and then we're going to start, and remember the bro went in for the middle and the back row, and we're going to go right back. Okay? We're still working with primary passers. Pin, pin, bro. Okay? So this is how we do this. To use primary passers. I'll give you the adjusted one. So our front row is here. So what we do is we get these guys out of the way by putting the setter way up here at the net. This is called a stack. And we hide the middle over here. We can drop her off if we need to get tape and short, right? That's a quality that we need. And 9 times out of 10, you're actually going to hide your right back. And then we're going to drop our pin 2 back here. Okay? So that's what that looks like. We got our primary passers, and we have a setter stack. So I'm going to be doing this 2 ways in case our right back can pass. But this is using the concept of primary passers, pin, pin, bro. So on this one, you only have, when the setter's front row, you only have 2 attackers. So at the serve, the setter, Mama Jam, is over here. The middle, depending on, again, not screening or taking tape and short, you can run a bunch of options here. But typically, your middle can hit outside first. And this is your other front row person. She could hit here first. But you always want to make sure that you have an outside hitter, because the only reason you should be setting a middle ball is if the pass is absolutely perfect. So the middle's going to hit outside and the pin's going to hit here. We're going to kind of dip on the middle attack on serve receive if we need to do this. Again, there are so many options. One way to not do that, especially if our setter does not have supreme backsetting skills, another way we could do this, which is not using a primary passer, let's put them back in their domino. I'm just going to leave the setter there because that's where she's always going to be. We have our middle 2 and our pin 2. What we can do is a full stack, which means they all come over here. See how it's a stack of humans? And this works better, especially again, because now we can actually use the middle and the pin hitter in their quality positions, not in some weird stuff. So what would happen here is we did pull the right back up. We still have 3 passers. The setter dips. The pin, she is not serve receiving, she can kick out and get prepared, and the middle follows the setter. Now we can hit a middle or a pin, which has a lot better function than only having the middle hit outside and the pin 2 hit right side. Again, it also depends on what the other team, if their pin can't block, or their defense is weak in an area, will take advantage of it. But this is a traditional stack, not using primary passers. All right.